Hi, I'm Haldane. I'm a furniture designer based in Cape Town. I've been doing design for about 20 years. I started in my childhood. I used to make surfboards and skateboards and windsurfers during my school holidays, and that grew into studying industrial design at Cape Technicon. My third year furniture design project won a competition, and then that springboarded me into being a furniture designer. So my career began very much at the beginning of our new democracy, and I think the project that all of us creators were involved in at that time was searching for a new cultural identity that was post-apartheid. When I was a student, I was very much influenced by Scandinavian modern, which is a sort of the more warm side of modernism. I definitely try and take the best out of modernism. Some of its sort of better values are resource efficiency and also working in harmony with manufacturing processes, and then a purity and a sort of honesty with material use. What I love about modernist design is the striving to create iconic design pieces that have longevity and become design classics. I think modernism kind of really began the whole idea of iconic design. I love that form follows function idiom. I think the Shongololo is my favorite. It's the most animated piece of furniture in my collection, and I think it has become a design icon. One sees them in airport lounges, hotel lobbies, game lodges. They can be made to any length, so we sell it by the meter, like you sell fabric. Wanting to create this long curvy couch, I look towards nature, and the Shongololo has all these hundreds of legs that holds up its curvy body. So I've used that same simple strategy in creating a piece of furniture. What I've always strived to do is create a sense of belonging to our times and to our place that we find ourselves in. And I do that by making objects that one can connect with as a human being. Sometimes it'll be referencing nature or using natural materials. The Baba Papa Lounger is also inspired by nature. This time it was lying on smooth river rocks in places like Beaverlack. And then I just took it a step further. Instead of creating a literal big rock out of some sort of material, I used the computer and I projected these straight lines onto that organic shape that I'd drawn. So the polyhedra coffee table was also inspired by nature. This time a close-up image of a human hip bone. When I came across that image, I was just so awe-inspired by the absolute poetic engineering of nature that's beautiful to look at, and as well as being very efficient and very strong. Polyhedra is also a modular system. It's made up of all of the 5 different polyhedra shapes that are held together with very strong magnets. The idea with that is that the user can create their own sculptural shaped coffee table and change it whenever they get bored of it. Other pieces that are inspired by nature would be the Fila feather lights. I'm using a natural material, but also to create the spherical diffusers, I copied the petal patterns of a protea flower with the longest petals on the inside and the shorter ones on the outside. And also, the starting point for the design was wanting to create a light that had the airy quality of a dandelion. The other recent design that's inspired by nature is the wallflower vertical garden system. It's a honeycomb structure. I've used the hexagon as a shape. The containers will be made out of rotation molded plastic. And I'll be using a recycled plastic for that, and that one can bring more greenery into the urban environments. Shortening the distance between the farm and the fork, which is an important idea towards sustainability. I do strive to design with more depth than just creating surface. So, holistic design incorporates all levels of our being. Along with being kind to the planet, we also need to be kind to people, and social equity is a very important sustainability principle. In South Africa, with high level of unemployment and low level of education and skills, craft is a very viable medium to use as a designer. My main weaver is hearing impaired, so he has wonderful craft skills. Was struggling to find employment, and now he's my number one craftsperson at my business. I draw very much on my own inner life when I create design. So, for example, when I created the Zulu Mama chair, I was working on my mother complex, which is a psychological term, and so I created a chair that very much expressed that feminine gesture of holding the mother archetype. So I work like an artist does, and I put a little bit of my own soul into the objects, and I think that's what gives them personality. Someone else can sense that and resonate with that, and have a human connection with this man-made object. I think that at the World Cup, this sort of new national pride and new kind of sense of who we are as a nation really peaked. And I think it was an important healing journey that the creatives contributed towards in redefining us and recreating our sort of cultural identity through creativity.